Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Are you ready for the Gameboy Classic? I am. It's what the people want. It's what we've been wanting for years now. You know, I would have thought that when the movie came out that they would have put it out there. Remember that, I think it was an Apple movie that they made about the Game Boy. I thought they would have put it out then, but they didn't. You know, amazingly enough, Phil Adam wasn't in that movie. They're talking about Tetris. But, you know, this is a product that I think many people want. I remember the Game Boy fondly. I remember it because I bought it. I bought it as soon as it came out. I saved every penny. I wasn't eating lunches at work. I worked at a shoe store, and I was skipping lunches, man. I was eating like peanut butter sandwiches, you know, hot dogs with square bread, whatever I had to do to save. I saved, and I bought my Game Boy. At that time, it was a Sharper Image. That was a huge store back in the 80s. They had all the latest tech. If you wanted the latest tech, it would be at the Sharper Image. And I bought my Game Boy at the Glendale Galleria back in the day. That's exactly where I bought it. An awesome mall in the 80s. It was one of the top malls here in Southern California. It's been quite a time since then. I used to work at that mall. And let me tell you, all I have is fond memories. You know, I played, was it Super Mario Land, I think it was called. I bought a lot of games, and I mean, I bought a bunch of games on the cheap after the game, after the system, you know, was kind of dying down, and I was buying, like, I remember I bought Billiards for it for like $3. And there was a bunch of great deals, man. There really was, and it's such an extensive library. I think that if it released now, and here are kind of things that I'm thinking that I want, right? I want Wi-Fi. I want at least 50 games on there. Just the Nintendo brand games alone should be able to fulfill that. And, you know, of course, you have the Konamis and everybody else there. But it's a product that I think the market is ready for. Look at all these emulation handhelds that are there, right? And you wouldn't even have to make anything different. Maybe a little bit of a backlight, you know, so we wouldn't have to struggle with a light. I mean, that would be nice, right? I'm not gonna lie, that's one modification that I wouldn't mind having, especially at our age. I think Nintendo would be conscious that this would be a very Gen X product, right? And our eyes are not what they used to be. But yeah, man, I mean, this is a perfect time. If you think about it, they always release these consoles between systems, you know, these classics. And I think that releasing it between the current Switch generation and the next Switch would be perfect. And I don't know anybody out there who doesn't think that this thing would sell out immediately. Immediately. They would be on the boat and they'd already be sold out. Oh man, you know, whenever they come out with this, I hope that they make enough, man. And it wouldn't be an expensive product to make. It would not. You know, look at what's coming out right now, right? For $50, you can get yourself a great emulation system. And how much would you be willing to pay? 100, 150 for it? Yeah, they could probably charge that, and you'd have absolutely no problem selling them. No problem whatsoever. And it would just be a little bit of an upgrade to what's already out in the market, man. There's so many great products out in the market, you know, whether you order them from AliExpress or Amazon or whatever. There's a bunch of emulation out there. And of course, all these games you can just emulate. But it's that brand, right? It's having the branding of Nintendo on it that really does make the difference. That really is the seller. That's why, you know, protecting your brands and your IPs is so important. Because once you build something of value, right, just your name alone, and I'm sorry my voice is going, guys, just your name alone itself is going to sell a product because people know its quality. And this is one of the products that was one of the most quality products from Nintendo. I always remember the one Game Boy. Some of you might be young out there, but there was a Game Boy, I think, from the Iraq War that got hit by a missile. It was kind of burnt, and the little fucker still turned on. It still worked. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. It's been one of the best products that Nintendo has ever put out. And it, you know, propelled the company. It really did. It filled the gap between the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, to where the company, you know, just kept on rolling. If you remember, Sega was really hot on their heels during that period of time. But once the Game Boy came out, it changed everything, man. It changed everything, because everybody was playing the Game Boy. Not only kids, adults were playing the Game Boy. People that didn't play video games, right? It's sort of like the Tommy Tallarico market. Video games for non-gamers. But what do I mean by that? This is before cell phones, guys. My wife at the time didn't like video games at all. None. As a matter of fact, she loathed the fact that I played video games. But the one thing she would play was Tetris on my Game Boy. Absolutely. And there's so many other great games out there, guys. You talk about the Zeldas, you talk about the Marios, you talk about the Konamis, and everything that was on there. Just the fact that you had it on the go was so revolutionary, right? And the fact that the screen would last for so long, you know, even though the screen wasn't backlit, which is an upgrade I hope they put in the system now. But the fact that you got to play it for so long, it was amazing. And then all the trickery we did, right? All the trickery we did for to put light in it at night, you know, all those different adapters. You know, you buy the light attachments and all this crap. I remember putting that on. It was just massive. Massive, the stuff you could put for it. The speakers, the screen enlargement, you know, which is like a big ass magnifying glass. All that stuff, man. I have fun memories of the Game Boy, and I really wish they would bring it back. Guys, you know, we're so lucky. You know, we're so lucky in life that we get to talk about this in our free time, that we have the luxury, you know, take a moment and reflect on how blessed you are. I do all the time. I do all the time. You know, I'm having a great time stacking paper, working, living the life that I set a goal out to live, and I'm still not done. I'm still not done. I still have goals that I want to reach, right? But the fact that we're working towards it is a huge blessing, man. It really, really is. And the fact that we get to talk to, you know, about video games and all these things, and let me tell you, these are obscure subjects, man. This is not top 10 material on YouTube, right? This is not going to feed the algorithm at all. But I think that it's a product that's due, man. This is a product that's absolutely due for all those retro video game people out there. What do you guys think? I'll tell you of another one maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe sooner, but there's another product that I think that should be out there. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.